Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to fire one deep, and it's caught inside the 30. Touchdown. This is one of those oddities in scoring that we get. It's just so strange to see
Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got another video for you today, something a little bit different. I'm going to be trying to do, I'm doing a lot of creative and experimental stuff for my channel going forward. I've had a lot of positive feedback from you guys, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different as well. I'm going to be doing my typical practice mode, but I'm going to be going in and out of gameplay, which is what I've been trying to do lately. I've been trying to mix up the gameplay and the practice mode just to make it a little more fun to watch, and also a little bit of a better learning tool. So if you like this format, do me a favor, hit the like button, because like I said, I'm trying to figure out some things going forward in the future, what's going to work best for my channel. And to me, this has been really working out. So like I said, if you like this format, hit the like button. Other than that, I'm in the Raiders playbook today. I've noticed a lot of people, one of the most purchased ebooks that I have this year is the Raiders, so I'm going to cater to that based on the fact, the Saints is my #1 most purchased book, and I put out a ton of content from that, but I noticed that, like I said, the Raiders is selling really good, so I'm going to try to put out as much new content from the Raiders as possible, so expect a lot of Raiders plays going forward. I made it my own personal playbook so I can really flesh that playbook out. I don't want to spend too much time in the intro though, so let's go ahead and let's get right into it. This formation that I'm going to use today is one of the first formations I put out when Madden 20 dropped. It's the single back wing flex close. Now, I feel like this personally got patched when it first dropped. I thought it was really glitchy, and I think that over the course of a couple patches, it kind of got back to that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put out a scheme from this playbook today, from this formation rather, of about 3 plays that you can use pretty much the entire game, and some gameplays you're going to see in the future. You're going to see this formation quite a bit because it's one of my go-tos. So the first play that I'm going to show, like I said, I put this out when the season started, was the 4 verticals. This play here, like I said, I felt like they patched it, but it's really a way to make it work easily again. So let's go ahead and let's pick that. So there's a couple different ways to run this play, but it's all pretty much the same result. If it's a cover 2 like what I'm looking at right now, all I really have to do, if I motion out this X route, he's really going to be the read. Now, I streaked the inside receivers, the slot receiver and the tight end inside the line, basically the B route and the A route on that particular play. But if you don't want to motion out and you leave them basically stock, all you really have to do is just pass lead to the outside, and you can see how successful of a play this is. This play is really broken, especially against cover 2. So no real adjustments needed. You can also motion out the opposite tight end. That's just kind of a distraction, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. There's so many different ways to run this play and still have success. It's really just based off of what you're trying to do against the user, because ultimately the user is really the only thing that can stop this play. So opposite, motions, fake motions, not motioning at all, just mixing that up is really going to give your opponent problems. Now you can see it doesn't really work against the cover 2 stock on the inside, but you can change that. If you motion out this receiver, that will make the safety go out just a little bit, and that'll open up the inside. So this play can really be covered 2 in a multitude of ways. You can beat it on the outside like I was showing you earlier, or you can beat it right up the middle simply by motioning out the X route. It's really simple. Now, the running back is a really good check down on a play like this, but if you think you need a little bit more blocking, you could always block the running back, put the RB route on a drag, and you're pretty much going to have the exact same play. You need something pulling that cover 2 cornerback down on the outside. You can see right there, that makes it hesitate, that makes the cornerback hesitate, and ultimately makes this play successful on the outside. You need something pulling underneath. So you can sacrifice your running back route, although personally I don't like to do that. Personally, the running back route's one of the better routes to me, as I'll show you in gameplay here in a minute. But right here, once again, the RB route on a drag, you can see how that cornerback just kind of flattens out, and that's why he gets beat outside like that. So, like I said, there's so many ways to run this play, but to me, like I said, the running back is also one of the better reads. So you can see here how, all this coverage gets pulled back. The Y route is typically open underneath without a problem. It's just a really good check down, something that you're always going to want to have in your back pocket. As far as the user goes, that's really based off of the fact that, this play is meant to threaten deep, so a lot of times they'll forget the running back. But you see right here, I block the running back, I do the drag combination, and it's still a one-play touchdown against cover 2. So really good variations on both sides. Now against cover 3, pretty much the same setup. This particular play, though, you have to streak the B route and you have to streak the A route. The first play, there was a little bit of option to that, but to work against cover 3, you really can't do that. Now, in this particular play, you can motion out the tight end, the RB route, or the X route. I find that when you motion out the X route, a lot of times the user knows the play is going to be on the left side. So to me, it's better to motion out the tight end on the opposite side just to kind of make them think that's where the play is going. So that to me is the best way to go. But like I said, you have to streak these receivers. Your bullet pass leading away from the safety, that's kind of one of the more important things of it. If you're not really good at pass leading, this play won't particularly work for you, but you have to bullet and pass lead away from the safety. That's the most important part to this. The tight end can do a good job too, which I'll show you here in a minute. The tight end can get open, but there's a slightly different variation to that. But you can see, this is a really simple play. It's a really easy home run play. Once again, only the user can really stop this. So you have to pay attention to where your user is. That's why motioning out the tight end is a much better variation than motioning out the B route receiver. But it's really good up the seams. The tight end, if you have a fast tight end like I have on the Raiders right now, Darren Waller, on my Mutt team, I have Taysom Hill, whatever. I have Taysom Hill, Taysom Hill. He has enough speed that I can house call these type of plays just as long as you time the throw right. It's as long as you have a 90+ speed tight end, which is pretty rare, you can see how you can get going even with the tight end. So it's not 100% dependent on the slot receiver, but you can see, this is something that it's really just those streaking routes. That's pretty much it. And then you have your running back, which is a check down. So like I said, watching this slot receiver go back, if they don't commit, he's going to be open right there. He didn't really commit. He was kind of wavering between the streak and the running back. If they don't commit, it's going to be a home run. Actually, I think this one was a touchdown as well. You can see, once again, like I said, I motion out the tight end side just so he doesn't follow the receiver back. That's ultimately why I do that, because it works the same way, and it just confuses him. Like right here, he's right over that receiver. He knows where the play is going to go based off of the motion, based off of the fact that I've been running it quite a bit the game in this particular game. So I have to watch that. And right there, once again, he doesn't really commit. He kind of fades off, goes for the running back to the point where once I see him do that, I know it's going to be a touchdown. So it's really only a user can stop it in cover 3. Same thing with cover 2. Here's another situation right here. Once again, he's on the side of that receiver. He looks like he's going to take it away, but I should have stuck with it, because you can see right there, he would have been gone. The receiver would have been gone, but the check down was there, so I took it, got a nice chunk of yards. And that's all you can ask for. But you can see how explosive this play is. So a really consistent play. Moving on, we have a really consistent run play. The halfback stretch out of this formation is pretty much the only run play that I use. I really don't use any run plays in this game outside of stretches and inside zones. That's really all you need. The stretch in this play, once again, you can run it so many different ways. You can run it to match all the motions. You can use fake motions, like motioning at the tight end, going the opposite direction is going to have a lot of success. But you can see the blocking is the same on both sides. On the 2 wide receiver side, you're going to have success. On the 2 tight end side, you're going to have success. If it's a man coverage where there's no cornerback on the right side, then that's a scenario where you might want to run to the tight end side, but it really doesn't matter. In practice mode, it let me motion snap it, but I try to do that in gameplay and it never really seems to. So to me, I don't think that actually works in gameplay. I don't know why it works in practice mode, but I didn't have any success. I tried. But you can see motioning across the receiver to get a 3 wide receiver or 2 tight end and 1 wide receiver blocking advantage. I can motion the tight end across over to the receiver side to get the same advantage, to basically have 3 wide receivers on one side. All these things, they can help, but I don't feel that they're necessary. But you can see there's a lot of advantages to be had. So, we have a lot of success with this play. It's the only run play you need in this formation. There's dives and stuff like that you can always mix in. But to me, it's really all about this one run play. And your opponent's never really going to know which way it's going. That's the bottom line, because there's so many different looks that you can give. Now, the way that I motion across that tight end is going to come in handy in a pass play I'm going to show you here in a minute. So once again, these 3 plays in this scheme, you're never really going to be able to, it's never going to give away away where the ball's going. That's the bottom line. Here, this would have been a touchdown, but the computer swapped out my speed back for my power back. But if I had my speed back there, that would have been a touchdown. So like I said, misdirection is key. Sometimes I won't make any motions at all just to confuse my opponent. And then sometimes I'll use fake motions. I love fake motions. I love when my opponent thinks they know where the play is going. Just hitting them with a fake motion to, like right here, I'm taking away one of my blockers, but it makes you watch the user's going to chase to that side, which just gets him out of position enough that I can just sprint to the sideline and get a big play. The next play is the smash. Now the smash is one of my more favorite plays in this as well. This is more of like a dink and dunk, bread and butter type of play. The running play, like I said, it's the only run play you need. You have your explosive play, and now you have a play that you can pretty much just run to move the sticks. The only adjustment I'm really going to make is I'm going to put the X route here on a flat. That's pretty much all I have to do 9 times out of 10 is flat the X route and make this a successful play. Block the running back as well. But I have 2 levels of passing over the middle and I have 2 levels of passing to the outside. Against cover 2, it's going to be a really explosive play naturally because that's where the gap is. That's where the spacing is outside. You can have success against cover 3 the same way, but the X route's really the cover 3 beater. If you run a cover 3 and you put the X route on the flat, a lot of times he'll get open for a catch and run. But you can see, against cover 2, there's just an obvious spacing issue outside. There's nothing really meant to cover that. You can exaggerate that cover 2 a little bit more by motioning over one of these tight ends, just like I did in the run play, and then putting them on a streak. Now I have the RB route and the A route on a streak just to pull coverage back, and you can see how the B route here just has a lot more spacing. There's just more wide open than he was in the previous play. So that's a good way. In MUT, when you're going against like 95 overall secondary players, you're going to need to motion over that tight end and put him on a streak. Now you can also, if you have a fast enough tight end, you can also motion out the RB route, put them both on a streak, the A route and the RB route, and you can see how it'll get past a lot of cover 2s up the middle. So that's it. That's the vid. If you guys want me to do more Raiders, you want me to do more videos like this, mixing in gameplay and practice mode, do me a favor with the like button, and I'll do that next. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. Money shout out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.